Hello and welcome to this second support video then for the Media A-Level coursework brief. Today we're going to focus on how to construct a really top quality DVD cover that you're able to explain when you write up your aims and intentions. So let's take a look at this year's brief. You can see the detail there it gives, bullet pointed there for you. The brief stipulates exactly what features they're expecting to see on your DVD front cover. Take a look at this, make a list of things that you need to include on your sheets of paper, and think about how you're going to apply this brief then to your own film idea. Today I'm going to look particularly at the DVD front cover for humans being one of your other set texts or an example set text of a TV series. If you look closely, you can see all the details of the brief are present and correct. The overall design is very professional looking, using a clever mix of actors there as well as fonts and design to exaggerate the sci-fi genre of the film. Now let's start looking at how the brief might be applied to this DVD front cover. You can see there's clearly one main image which stretches across the whole of the front of the DVD cover. You can see it's got an original title, exactly where you'd expect to find it, centralised and at the top of the page. In this case though, when we look for an age rating and the names of the actors, these features are omitted. That might be because the actors aren't famous at this point, so you wouldn't recognise their names. Or it might be simply the fact that this is an American DVD front cover and they don't tend to put age ratings on the front. Well, on your DVD cover, it does state that you need those two features, and so they should be there. The names of the actors probably would be above the title, the age rating probably along the bottom of the front cover. As we now move on to the spine, you'll notice the age rating is once again omitted, but that would need to be there on yours. But we do have a company logo at the top, and we do have an original title which is sideways facing across the middle of the DVD. Now let's move on to the back image. You can see the brief stipulates that you need two production images. In this case we just have the one. But we do have our four thumbnail images stretched across the bottom there, featuring different parts of the episode itself. We do have a promotional blurb that's approximately 200 words long. We do have a billing block which features the name of the director, actors, production crew, okay, at the bottom there in a very small font. We do have technical info covering things like the high resolution of the production, the sound quality, and that kind of aspect. You could grab those details off any DVD back cover and just copy those into your own work. And lastly, we have across the bottom the production company and some reference to age rating along the bottom there. In this case, 14 is being mentioned. You'll notice there's about 4 or 5 different production company logos there to represent the different companies that have had involvement with the TV series. That would then give you a successful brief on the whole, but this student, if this was indeed a student's work, would need to ensure they need two production images, an age rating, and the names of the actors must feature according to the brief to be successful. Now, if we focus purely on the main central image on the front of the DVD today, you'll notice many elements of it linked to the genre of the film. We've got the green eyes there, we've got the word humans in light blue font, we've got the white, stark white, almost business-like background, but you've also got the A turned upside down in the main font there. Humans obviously represents us as a human race, but the subversion of the A suggests something's changed. In my case, that might remind me of DNA of some kind. The idea that something in these humans isn't quite right. That exaggerates the idea of the green iris in each of the actors' faces there that's been subtly photoshopped to make us immediately notice that. And it's right across the centre, almost dead centre of the image there. So it's one of the first things you notice. You can see how I've written these ideas up on the left. So I've started by talking about the genre and how it links to other elements of the genre to help its representation. So when you think green, you might think environment, sure, you might think natural, but you also, in a sci-fi text, likely think alien, strange, or other. The green represents something not quite right about these actors or these characters represented on the front cover. It's subtly manipulated then to link to its chosen genre. We get the sense then that these characters are alien or other to normal society. Each face is also cut into two, so you can only make out half of the person, which might represent the fact that they're hiding something or deliberately covering something up, which links again to the subverted A in the title and the green irises in each picture. We might then look at the font, as I said, a kind of business blue colour, a very simplistic font representing something that's fundamental in each of us perhaps, that again is manipulated. Notice many elements here linked to the idea of other or something being not quite right. You haven't got the traditional full-on alien face of something so extraordinary and almost horrific, but we have this subtle manipulation of what otherwise seem fairly normal human beings. You'll also notice the actors being used are of different racial nationalities. This might be used then to apply to a wider demographic, to represent the whole world rather than one in particular country, but certainly it also offers a contrast and a much more interesting image as we look at that Asian character on the left, and then the blonde character right in the centre there, and then the African character at the back. Again, you could say then that your image is drawn more to the blonde in the centre, being the lighter of the two, based on the hair colour of the Asian character and the skin tone of the black character, the black African character. And I think that's done deliberately to contrast those characters and perhaps their beliefs or their importance in the plot. As you can see then, there's also a couple of words used on that DVD front cover. You've got Uncut UK Edition and Made in Our Image Out of Our Control being the strapline under the title. All of these then are traditional features of a DVD front cover that you should try and replicate in your own design and think through how you're going to represent your genre or the genre mentioned in your brief as best you can, using the devices and the support you might have at home or indeed at school. Now then, it's time to use some of those ideas to design your own front cover of your own DVD. As you do so, please do this in pencil first, and obviously a rubber, thereby changing it and making it more representative of your genre as you move forward. Make sure the design features are exactly the same as a chosen DVD front cover of your choice that you're kind of using as a reference point. Ideally, you could use the humans that I've just looked at, or indeed you should find a DVD cover of a similar genre film to your own. So for example, if you're doing an action film, it'd be a good idea to type into Google action film DVD front covers, see what comes up, and find one that you like the look of that's going to form the basis of your own. Once you've finished your design, I think it'd be a really good idea to try and analyse it. Even better, ask somebody else to analyse it. Can they work out what genre your DVD front cover is going to be? Can they spot the clues that you've hidden on that design? Do all the design elements there link together to form an overall picture or overall message that links to the film that you've chosen to do? As you complete your DVD front cover then, take a look at the bullet pointed list the exam board kindly have given you and tick off that you have indeed included all of the features they would like. Thank you very much for listening then, and next time we'll look more in detail at the blurb perhaps and what you'd write on the back.